Just want to say before we start, we're not going to have a musical intro or outro, mainly because out of respect of my dear friend Doug, who I used to work with at my last workplace in Curve Motion. I just want to say rest in peace, my friend, and thank you for everything you've done for me and for everyone that you've met, etc. So I'm going to have a moment of silence for him, and then we'll carry on with the podcast. Thank you. Welcome to another episode of DrayZera Uncensored, episode number 30, the actual age of who I am of this recording. Yes, I am 30 years old, and here I am going to welcome our co-host, the much younger, more attractive, more effervescent Jack E. Hyde. How are you today, man?
I'm as okay as I could ever be, which it is kind of okay, I suppose.
Oh, we are loving the positivity today emanating from your tone, man. Right, let's just get straight into it. So, I never envisioned in wanting this podcast specifically, always about wrestling, but God, man, this week, none of us could have envisioned any of this, man. Like, wow, the mass firings on a Bloody Wednesday, Black Wednesday, people are calling it, and wow, man. Before we go through to the names, what are your initial thoughts?
I didn't see that much about it until I looked the other day, and I don't know, one of the ones I saw, I was like, oh, that's really shitty. Lance Storm, he closed his whole training school and that down to go work with WWE, and then 4 weeks after, they fucking do this. So, that's a bit shitty.
That is bad. So, I'm going to run through names that have been mentioned, including new ones that has been coming to light literally in the last 24 hours or so. So,
I didn't even know there's any more.
Basically, there were more firings, but the news trickled out more recently, either yesterday or the day before when we're recording this. So, I'll read out some names. Tainara Conti, who is the Brazilian wrestler. I don't know if you remember her. She was in the Mae Young Classic on both editions. Not used that much. The big Brazilian guy, Cesar Bononi, the tall guy. Nick Ogarelli, you're probably like, who? He was on the NXT Live circuit. Mars Wang, again, in the circuit again. Tino Sabatelli, you might remember him. He used to tag team with Riddick Moss. Do you remember him?
No.
Alright, and a name that you'll definitely know, Cassius Ono. He got released for the second time. I'm like, wow, like that's just incredible, man. Like, wow. But let's see if I can read out more names. Yes, so we've had Kurt Angle, Drake Maverick, Kurt Hawkins, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows.
I've seen the video with Drake Maverick.
Oh, bro, we'll get to that in a minute, man. We'll get to that in a minute. Heath Slater, Eric Young, Eric Rowan, Sarah Logan, Mike Yoda, who he's been refereeing for WWE.
And the OG referee, yeah.
1989. He's refereed longer than our age. Just amazing. Mike Kanellis, EC3, Aiden English, Leo Rush, Primo, Epico, and yeah, there's even more coming up, like, pardon me, excuse me. So we've got Rusev as well. Actually, hold on, I've actually got the better one. Got a better one here, like, it'll list out the whole thing. Oh, man. Wow, like, yeah, just incredible. I'm just like, I am so shocked. There's probably so many other names that, Dorian Mack, John Quasto, Serena Deeb, who, do you remember, she did training for WWE, like, as a personal trainer at the Performance Center. She was the lady that shaved her head for the Straight Edge Society years ago. Do you remember her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she got released as well. Yeah, it's just just so many names, man. Like, I just, wow, like,
That's purging then at the WWE.
I mean, it's remarkable. And what is the most disgusting is that, literally, man, they have got $500 million in reserve, right?
Yeah.
And this is just remarkable. Like, 500 million, I'm sure they can easily get these guys to still work, right? I mean, this isolation situation, this won't last. This won't last forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like, is there any validation to what they've done, considering that if we look at Ring of Honor, right? They earn a fraction of WWE, and they said, we're not going to cut anyone, we're not going to furlough anybody, we're going to pay every one of our staff, all right, and support all of them. Like, as a pro wrestler yourself, this is malpractice. This is disgusting, man. What are your thoughts, man?
I don't even know what to say about that. So, I don't know. I suppose you could look at it in a good way that because of all what's happening, you know, WWE do that. You got like, you're not allowed to compete for a certain amount of days after you've been released, kind of thing. That will be over by the time all this is over. So then everyone will be able to wrestle still wherever they want, like all around the place. And then so that's bad for like WWE and that, but then that'd be good for indie wrestling in the future.
That I mean, I love, you know, it's mad that I'm usually the one that's the positive one out of us two, and you're putting a positive spin on this, but it's great. I mean it's good that at least hopefully there will be a job for some, all of them, hopefully, please, like, anybody, like, because at the end of the day...
You've got so many good companies about now as well. You've got, like, NWA, you got New Japan, you got AEW doing all their stuff. There's so many places for everyone to go. Ring of Honor. Yeah,
that is 100% true, man. Impact, I didn't know if you mentioned Impact as well, but yeah, you're right, man. There are so many different companies that are available to them, and I just really hope that they really truly just get on there, and that, I mean, yeah, let's go and talk about the Drake Maverick video. I mean, I actually cried, man. I don't know about you, man. What did you think?
That's what I said. That's just not really. I don't know why they just drop on them like that. Like, you thought they would have given a bit more of a heads up, or if anything, but yeah. It's like shit time to do it as well.
I mean, exactly. I mean, years back, if this happened at a completely different time, right? And I obviously wouldn't be to this detriment or this extent, but it wouldn't be as terrible. And I don't like to say this, but because of the fact that I would say that a percentage of them, I'm sure that a lot of them have got money saved, but I'm sure a percentage of them, they're like, where am I going to get the money? Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, these are their livelihoods, you know? And it's just really sad. I mean, literally, I mean, I don't know if I told you this, but way back in 2010, I was at a Comic-Con, the MCM Comic-Con, at the XL in 2010, and I saw a young rockstar Spud just doing his thing against Martin Stone, who is now Oni Lorcan's tag partner. Birch, and yeah, I saw him wrestle. He had something about him. He had a lot of vigor and all that kind of stuff, and and the most disgusting thing, and this is something that really made me upset, is that he said that he's still going to wrestle the matches that they said they wanted to wrestle, because apparently I haven't really been catching up with WWE that much this week, but I've heard that there's a 205 tournament, and apparently
no crowd.
Yeah, no crowd. Woo, no crowd. With Drake Maverick, apparently, I think he mentioned this in the video or hinted at it, that they want him to wrestle 2 matches without whilst being fired. That's terrible.
Yes. So it could be at work, you don't know.
Could. I don't think that. I think his reaction is too but still, speaking of seriously though, like, it's terrible. Like, Mike Chioda, like, he's been not 1989, man. He's been in WWE, man. It's just like saying, nope, no thanks. Zack Ryder, man, that was a shocker, man.
Did he have to get released, or because I reckon half of these people probably want to leave anyway. Like, you know, half the people who leave, they're probably guaranteed spots in other places already. I don't know.
Do you think that Carl Anderson?
Gallows, you know that they could go to fucking New Japan or something.
Yeah, but didn't they just sign a new contract a few weeks ago? I'm pretty sure they have.
Yeah.
But it is still positive and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, Zack Ryder. It's like, wow, like it's just really sad because Sarah Logan, she was flipping on Raw the week before. She was no.
You know, when you're younger, you like want to get to WWE so much, and then the older you get, you kind of just like, oh, is this really?
Is this really it? I mean, for you personally, I mean, do you feel that knowing? I don't know if you talk to your other homies within your circle, but does this really put WWE in a bad light? Because nobody in America. No one in America has done this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what are they saying? Like, I mean, for you, you're saying to yourself that WWE is pretty shitty at doing this. But do you feel that this will have any knock-on effects in the future?
I think WWE's too big. That's like the machine, isn't it? That's like the Disneyland of wrestling. Like, it's always going to have fans, like, no matter what really happened to it.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right, man, because I think that also the whole... All
the adults that are going to hate it, all the kids are not going to be old enough to understand all that, and they're still going to want to go and shit, so it's just going to run forever. I'm not really a big fan of all the whole cancel culture stuff. Like, I think it's a bit, I don't know.
You think it's a bit immature?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, man. I mean, I think the philosophy is that if you don't like something, then just don't watch it. Exactly. Or just don't put money into it. I mean, you know, and I know. We mentioned one of those episodes ago where a company like WWE, they really stifle the creativity of a lot of their wrestlers, and to the point that you see them at different federations are like free, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Cody, all the stuff Cody's done now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's done well. Jericho as well. Jericho's done well for himself. I reckon he's always had a bit of creative control though.
I mean, I think to be fair, I think he's always had, but I feel that, for me, I feel like in Chris Jericho's case, I feel like he can breathe a lot more. I mean, I think he mentioned in his Talking Jericho podcast once that, I think they told him to say something, and he said, the Chris Jericho character was not going to say this and that kind of stuff. And I think the now John Moxley mentioned it too. Now, I'm going to send you right now. Now, I'm going to send you via social media, via Facebook now, right? Because this actually came to light yesterday, and I'm pretty sure you haven't heard this news. Now, the Revival, before they were going to leave, right, they were actually going to have a remodeled gimmick. And I'm sending you it now. Click on that right now and give me your reaction. I just sent it to you via the social, man. Like, look at this and tell me what you think of these pictures. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and literally look at this and tell me your reaction. I mean, I'll describe it to you guys for all those that haven't seen it yet. I'll put a link down in the description of what we're talking about.
What?
This is legit, 100%. This was the reveal of what they were going to do because of the fact that they weren't going to sign new contracts. That's because Vince is petty, man. Because Vince.
It's like a hybrid version of Spirit Squad, John Cena, and I don't know. That's terrible.
It's so bad. I'm like, what the hell? Like they literally, I think, literally, according to this article and what I've been reading, so Vince really wanted to bury the revival before they go out, because of the fact that I think Vince was proper pissed that they weren't going to sign a new contract, and apparently it was going to be nearly $1 million each for both of them.
What?
Per year, and the revival turned it down because they're like, fam, you ain't using us well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
money can't buy happiness.
100%, man, 100%, man. Like, I mean, I've always said to myself, I would rather have a good life without being swamped by money than being swamped with money and not being able to fully utilize it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Completely.
It's just absolutely wow. Like, when I saw this, I'm like, are you for real? Like, look at the boots. Like, the boots is like so, it's like ridiculous.
Little Mad Hatter hat on.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Like, wow. Like, it's like, and also, what's these glow stick drumsticks? Like, what is with that?
It's like Hornswoggle if he was like spinning two people and put as a tag team.
It's just absolutely incredible. Like,
so bad, yeah.
Like, wow, like, it's just remarkable, ridiculous.
Imagine like being on the indies for like years and years and years. You build your name up, you do all this shit, and then you go to WWE and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have you wear like green and white tassels and top hats and have like little band things on you. I don't know.
I don't know how the Spirit Squad felt.
You'd be so disappointed, wouldn't you? You'd just be like, oh, my whole life.
My whole life.
My whole life's still down to this one moment, and this is it.
Absolutely.
You dance and call yourself a dinosaur. You want you to do a what's it called, toga line around the ring.
This is incredible. Oh yeah. We should mention this as well. People that are either furloughed and or sacked as well. Scott Armstrong, Fit Finlay, Sean Devari, Mike Rotunda.
Finlay as well. Finlay's been there for years and years and years. He's probably like one of the most. He's probably one of the most like knowledgeable people they could have there.
Yeah, I know. He came in. Literally just after the Attitude Era, I believe, and that's ridiculous. Yeah, and as you mentioned, Lance Storm, like that really pissed me off as well. Like, man has closed up his school, right?
Yeah.
And then
4 weeks later, they're like, nope.
Exactly, it's ridiculous. Billy Kidman as well. Shane Helms. Pat Buck, Sarah Stock. There was also another lady, I forgot her name. Her name really escapes me, but the lady that was in charge of the whole Otis Dolph storyline, she got fired as well. I know.
That's probably the best storyline they've done this year.
100%, man. Like, it's just.
I don't get why they didn't do. I just couldn't see why the storylines just dwindled out in WWE, because that was like their strongest point at one point. Their strongest thing was storylines, and it's just kind of not. I don't know.
I mean, all these producers and road agents, they are the ones that really help with the storylines, don't they? I mean, and it's just really.
Why aren't the wrestlers allowed to do this stuff? Because that's like obviously like. Not plan the whole thing, but say if you're given ideas in, and then just how much more would that be helping? Because you're like putting all this stuff into on all these people who don't really understand wrestling because they have nothing to do with wrestling. Whereas if you got people with wrestling backgrounds, like at work, if you did it like this, and all that would probably like work better.
I mean, that you're absolutely right, man. That really makes me confused as it is. I mean, that is really confusing. I mean, like AEW, they said that a lot of the wrestlers, they're in control of their own stuff. I mean, you see all the wrestlers that's come in, right? Like Sugar Dunkerton, who was in the same.
Oh yeah, Sugar stayed around my house.
Yeah, that's mad. And Suge's like, I have an autograph of Sugar D, is literally in my bedroom right next to a photo of Jackie Hyde. And literally, like, he signed it, he had a selfie with me, he liked my Instagram post giving him good luck. Awesome. Oh man, to think, man. And his gimmick's more or less the same. In the only difference is Chris Jericho called him Pineapple Pete, and it stuck, like, as a nickname. You know what I mean? But yeah, oh man, like, best wishes to Sugar Dunkerton. I mean, did you watch his match against Sammy Guevara?
Not yet.
Oh.
I didn't know what happened yet.
Oh well, without spoiling anything,
go
watch it. Go watch it after this podcast. But what we're gonna do now is we have a special guest, Jack.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! We have got the poetry, the spoken word, we have got the musician, artist extraordinaire, she does it all! We have got Alice Gretton! Woo! Welcome back to DrayZera Uncensored with yourself, DrayZera, and we have got a special guest right here. She is from the land of Kent. She is an avid lover and respect for LGBT. She does poetry and she also loves dogs. We have got Alice Gretton. Welcome.
Hello.
Awesome stuff. How are you doing today? I mean, we're recording this a few days before this comes out, but how are you feeling with all this mad thing isolation happening?
You know, going a bit insane, but I think everybody is at this point, to be honest.
I mean, you strike me as somebody that would, apart from writing, because obviously a lot of us writers do spend writing indoors, usually, but you strike me as somebody that prefers to, you know, maybe leave the house a bit more than we all have. I mean, it has been quite a struggle for quite a lot of us, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm very much a social butterfly. I'm not liking being kept in a cage right now.
It's absolutely mad. So basically, at DrayZera Uncensored, as we both are within the spoken word world, but of course, we're in a whole world where in DrayZera Uncensored, I have any kind of guest. So, in your own words, tell the whole world, who is Alice Gretton?
Okay. So I'm a performer in all aspects. So I do spoken words, I make theatre, I dance, and I make music. So I kind of just span the genre as much as I physically can. And I'm a writer, poetry as well as novellas. So I write quite a lot of short stories.
Nice.
Yeah, that's me.
That's a whole...
And I tried rapping, and I failed. That's pretty much everything.
What have you failed at, sorry?
Rapping.
Oh,
I
rapping!
had a rap career when I was younger, and I gave it up, but yeah.
Would you ever go back to it?
Maybe. I could be tempted. I've almost done it a few times in spoken word and then held back.
I mean that is absolute respect to you, because for me, I myself, this year, I've delved into the music world, and for me, I think it's important not to stay in one lane, stay in one box, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I prefer the phrase artist or hybrid artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
100. So yeah, so one of the main reasons why I've also brought you on is I want to also promote this amazing initiative that you and your homies have been doing across the land of social media within the app of Zoom and for all social platforms. That is Winchester Fest. So you're one of the producers, is that correct?
I am, yeah. I'm in the senior producing team, yeah.
And how is that going for you? Like, how has it been for you? And what was the whole main premise of Winchester Fest? I mean, whose idea was it and all? Like, give me the full butter on the toast.
So I think, obviously it's come out of Whiskey and Beers Publishing, which is Connor Sandsby, and then him and Alex Bellis were producing it, just the two of them, and then they sort of came to terms with how big a platform is and how big a festival it was going to be with the amount of work that they were putting in.
Yeah.
And so they brought me in a few weeks ago now. So I cannot take credit for birthing the idea, just nurturing it into what it is now, because they created this wonderful thing, and I'm here making it kind of happen along the way. And then we have 5 producers, so there's Alex and Connor, and then there's myself, and then there's Claudia and Sam, who are junior producers. So it's kind of like a love child of all of us, really, this big festival.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how intense is the schedule? Because as you know, I mean, socializing outside of Winchester Fest must be very hard for you, because obviously people such as even myself, having you at this time, like in a bit you're going to do some more Winchester Fest stuff. So how much time has it been in your hands since Winchester Fest began?
It's definitely been a busy old boy. So we've got slots at 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock, and they can run for up to an hour. And then in between those, it's booking artists for the upcoming weeks, and then going straight back to sharing, publicising the different events, and then like scheduling more. And it's just, it's like a full-time job at the moment, trying to keep up to date with. Yeah, it's a big festival, because without the like restrictions of it being a physical thing, it can be anything. You can put anything online and just build it for what it's like everywhere. So
100%, yeah. Yeah, I fully agree. Yeah, so it's just mad, because obviously I actually talked to Connor briefly, because I myself did a solo show. I think it was the other week. I think it was a few Sundays ago. Yes, I did. And yeah, I asked him, so how long do you think Winchester Fest is going to be? And he said, as long as we're going to be on lockdown.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you're trying to aim for one of the longest festivals in history, yeah?
Pretty much, yeah.
Unintentionally. Yeah, so I've just while I was listening to you, I actually got a bit more of your bio up, because obviously I want to give all my guests the respect they deserve. So reading from the bio from your Facebook page, Alice came third in Unisam 2018 with her team from the Uni of Kent out of 23 unis. That's pretty good. And yeah, wow, that's amazing. You've been signed to Whiskey and Beard Publishing, as you've mentioned before. You've featured in various events such as Nottingham City Takeover, Slam Dunk Hastings, man, Bristol. My goodness, like, man, you as somebody that has performed across the country and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty impressed. That's a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to update that bio actually. I've done some shenanigans since then, but yeah.
What shenanigans that I haven't mentioned that you have done as well?
So I was in Birmingham about a month ago with this year's Uni Slam team. So I was coaching them up there, and then I went up to Manchester when I was on BBC Radio 3, which was, I want to say June last year, July last year. That was promoting National Poetry Day. Just kind of like I don't like to be in one place ever. Oh my,
100%. I mean, for me, I made a conscious decision when I was beginning doing spoken word performing in 2016. I thought to myself, I can't stay in my small town with a box kind of world where there's more chance of seeing dull blackboards than colourful rainbows, you know what I mean? So that's why I started venturing out to places like Canterbury and places like Southend, and literally like all across like Wales, like literally I myself have lost track of where I've been. I mean, the other day I was looking at some editing and basically uploading old performances of me just on my socials, and I'm like, wait, I perform there, huh? Yeah, I mean, it's mad. So tell me then, because you've done BBC Radio 3, you've done Unislam, and you are now coaching Unislam. So what are your aims moving forward? Because it seems to me that you strike me as very ambitious, and it feels like the sky is the limit for the Alice Gretton empire.
Yeah, so I've got my book coming out later this year. That's probably going to be my main focus going. And then I finish my degree next May, and then I'll be doing some work producing out of that. So it's going to be, after my book's released, I'm going to be doing some performances and like taking them on tour with the book, and then I'm going to start making some theatre productions. with people with content and stuff, but that's all like in the works at the moment. It's all work in progress.
Well, there's an exclusive for you guys if you haven't known already. I mean, would you have said, because I've seen this in some parts of my social, because of the isolation period and the lockdown, has your book release have been pushed back? Because obviously, if you want to tour, you want to tour in person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not been pushed back so much. It seems that everything's kind of going, because it's all online and communicating is still available, seems to still be working as it would, but it might be a few months later than it would have been if we hadn't gone into lockdown, yeah.
Yeah. It's just mad because obviously some people have this whole fight or flight kind of response when it comes to this whole lockdown/isolation. I mean, for example, I've seen people that have had complete writer blocks when it comes to music, spoken word or anything. They just don't feel they can do anything. Whereas other people, such as yourself, you're literally taking on a whole new creative mantelpiece and producing this exceptional festival, which I'm honored to be in. So, I mean, has that, have you had like blocks since the isolation, or has this really spurned you to become more creative in your own way?
In all honesty, it's done kind of both. So when I'm knee deep in sending emails and making sure everything's like booked and scheduled and ready, I do lose that creativity because it's more of the sort of production side of the creativity than the actual being creative. But then when it comes to actually stopping for a minute and hearing the work that people have created and listening to the talks that they've given and just hearing what everybody else has offered, having come from the production, then suddenly, like, I wrote quite a few times the other day, just out of the work that I booked to see. So the artists, the brilliant artists that we've had on, have become very inspirational. So it's kind of done both, but all in all, it's like
a bit like a double-edged sword, would you say?
Yeah, definitely.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome because I mean, it's interesting because I was planning this before the whole isolation was happening, but I made a conscious decision after my music video got released that I was going to do a consistent uploading schedule. I mean, I don't know if you know, but I'm literally across 2 YouTube channels, one being the whole spoken word, like kind of RT kind of thing, and the other, and 2 videos a week of me doing fantasy football. I'm uploading 6 videos a week. And still, but because the cleverness of scheduling, I can upload. The video can be already out because it's all pre-recorded, but at the same time, I could just be writing in the background. And like, I mean, the other day when I saw you do your solo show, I mean, I was inspired too. Like, I have actually watched your solo show, so I mean, it's good that we're all inspiring each other, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good time to be doing things.
Aye, so I'll tell you what, Alice, before we carry on, A, would you like to read out a poem written by yourself? And 2, would you like to shout out your socials?
Yeah, sure. I can do AM too. So would you like a new piece or would you like a space piece? What would you prefer?
I mean, here's the thing. The way I think of it is, you mentioned new first, so something tells me you want to say something new. I'm just leaning towards that. Honestly, for me, I am open to whatever, but I like to hear a new thing. But what do you think?
Great. Yeah, I'll get a new poem up.
All right, the floor is yours, Alice. Go for it.
Ruby. Just getting it up now.
While you're getting there, would you like to shout out your socials as well?
Yeah, sure. So my socials are Alice Gretton on pretty much everything except Instagram. I am Alice Rose Gretton, and then for like bookings and stuff, it's alicegretton@live.com for my email. Yeah. Cool.
Definitely, I'll put that all on the video description once this podcast comes out. All right. So yeah, I'll put it all there so that the whole world could find out and contact Alice for more bookings. Hopefully, we can take this tour worldwide, eh?
Yes, definitely. All right. So this is the hurricane. The door was left ajar as the sun started to fall between the trees. She watched as the sunshine closed its eyes and the nighttime awoke, piercing the sky with a sign of whiteness she could only describe as a retreat flag. The hurricane started small, crept under the carpet and tugged it slightly as she walked through the house to the kitchen. The hurricane danced through the pots and pans, flipping handles so they never landed in her palms as she tried to cook. The hurricane knocked down one book. It opened to a page about self-love. She closed it, put it back on the shelf she couldn't quite reach. The night became brighter as the stars started staring at the house. Maybe they could see the storm coming. The hurricane started tumbling larger things from place, and with fumbling fingers she would space out objects in the prospect that they were stronger apart. The hurricane objected, started knocking down books one by one, found a gun beneath the cupboard that had come with the house. The hurricane danced across the living room, flipped over cushions to the side with the stain, and she tried to desperately hide, but she felt the rain begin to fall from her cheeks. She wondered why she hadn't got a forecast today. The nighttime starts to look like Dr. Dot, and the stars spot problems in the wind. They connect dots between their light and try to guide her from the house. The girl closes the curtain. She thinks it's fine without the light that so desperately tries to save her. The hurricane is breathing now, slamming doors and counting down kitchen timers, making loud in what was once a safe house. And the hurricane knows no bounds as it tears wallpaper from itself, peeling like lemons. The girl holds a bitterness in her mouth, starts to lose sight of love and how the sky looked. Citrus. She sits as the hurricane flips chairs and chucks a fork in the microwave. Brave. The girl begs to be saved from the zoo she has concaved herself into. The hurricane takes the words from her mouth and turns them into air. She is silent now. Scared those first sentences into a poem. The dawn begins to creep between the gaps in the curtains. The light flashes blue, then red, then white. The hurricane begins to flight, finding defeat in the siren sky that begs the girl to stay inside. When the air became still and the will to move had met the legs that carried her, the girl began to piece together her home. Stood chairs ready for guests with kind eyes to sit in. Balanced the pots and pans in cupboards that closed a little too loudly. Wiped the floorboards from the rain that had puddled in the street of the seat to the living room. Put the book of self-love onto a lower shelf, made it reachable. And then, when the house felt zen enough to be home again, she took a seat with the book, crossed feet and dried eyes. And as she read the words to never open the door to hurricanes, she hears the wind knocking against the window pane. The door ajar. The sun has fallen down again.
Woo! That is amazing, Alice. I mean, how long did it take you to write that piece?
That actually hasn't been edited yet. That was kind of just like 10-minute sit down and just write kind of thing.
It went boom. Literally, that notepad literally did hit like a hurricane. That is pretty good, Alice. Right? Definitely, Alice. We'll definitely talk in the future. I'm sure I will see you soon in person or virtually. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining the DrayZera Uncensored podcast. I mean, thank you very much for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. Do you have any final words to say or anything at all to our wonderful audience? Anything at all?
Stay safe, stay happy, stay home, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. And we are back from DrayZera Uncensored. Wow, what a great interview with Alice, I have to say. Now, Jack, we should try and lighten the mood, shouldn't we?
If you want to.
Man, oh man. Right, so, as you know and I know, we're both fans of rap, aren't we?
Yeah.
And so, we were discussing this off camera. We thought to ourselves, let's do a quick, a rap battle style contest where what we do is, I'll give you an example. So, I give Jack a topic to rap about, and he has to rap about it for 10 seconds, and then he has to do the same to me. So, Jack, do you want to go first, or should I go first?
You go first.
Alright, so you have to give me a topic.
Oh, I thought you meant words.
Oh, yeah. You give me a topic, and I have to rap about it.
Monster.
Okay, right, and it has to be for 10 seconds. Alright, okay. Oh, I need to get some water. I'm actually a little nervous, man, and I speak words for a living.
Yeah.
It's like, performing in front of a stage full of loads of people, or talk to Jackie Hyde in an audio podcast of DrayZera Uncensored.
I can like write raps for other rappers, but that's probably the best you're gonna get from me. I'll be a ghostwriter for Drake.
Okay, right. So you said monsters, yeah?
Yeah, comment.
Okay, right. Yeah, Monsters Inc. Monsters stink. Oh my God, the monsters in Monsters Inc. they stink. Oh my God, they're full of the brink. They're at the brink because they cannot blink because of the animators. Oh my days, they reek. That's it.
I don't even. That's like miles better than anything I'm gonna give.
Right. I'm gonna give you a topic. Right. Talk about DOA. DOA wrestling. Go.
Oh, I don't even know what rhymes with DOA. I don't know. A choke.
Do you want me to give you a specific wrestler?
This is like the beginning of 8 Mile.
Do you want me to give you another? Do you want me to give you a specific wrestler? You got it.
Go on then.
All right. Hex.
Hex. I'll punch him in the neck, and he will hit the deck. I don't know.
So 10 seconds, man. Woo!
Yeah.
I've got a virtual clock in front of me. Okay, all right, my turn. You give me a topic. By the way, guys, comment below who wins this rap contest because we can't vote for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Already, man.
Sorry?
You've won it already.
Bro, let people have their own opinion, okay?
I don't even know.
Like
Isolation.
Oh man. All right. Okay. Right. 3, 2, 1. Yo, I'm in isolation with no medication. Oh my God, I'm full of trepidation with no mitigation. Oh my God, there is no more Walker's crisp sensation. Okay, that's mine.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Okay.
Mine.
All right. We'll do like 3 each. So, all right, I'll give you one. All right, Drake.
Drake is fake, and I hate the way he raps, and yeah, I don't know.
Well, give me one more line.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that good at rapping.
That's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool. Like, I mean, you're good.
I'll
tell you what. All right. I'll tell you what. You know what? Oh, you know what? We'll scrap Drake because for me, I want to see the best of Jackie Hyde. I've got it. Do a rap about humans or romance or something like that. You can swear if it helps, alright? Just swear.
What rhymes with humans?
Human.
Humans are trapped like Truman. I don't know. I'm losing movement. I'm a mutant.
Yes!
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
My rapping isn't fluid.
All right, man. Give me one more topic, and I'll give you one more, and then we can get the people to vote.
Okay, Susan.
Susan?
What? That rhymes.
All right. Is that what I need to do, or is that like, or is that, or all right? Give me a topic. I thought okay, Susan was my topic.
I don't know. What should we talk? Quarantine.
Isn't that similar to isolation?
Yeah. I don't know. It rhymes different though, doesn't it?
All right. I'll do a poem. I'll do a rap about quarantine. Okay. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm in quarantine. I need that amphetamine. I need my serenity because I need some. I need some clementine. What? Sorry?
That's a hard word to rhyme with.
Yeah, man. Like, I think it's more the fact that I don't really say the word quarantine. I rather say the word isolation because, like, quarantine just really, like, when you go to qua, it's like as if you're, like, choking. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, oh, man. It's mad. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. That was a great rap battle. I think,
That's terrible. Tupac's rolling in his grave.
Tupac's gonna be like, nah, no, thank you.
We're gonna die and he's gonna be waiting for us and he's just gonna slap the shit out of both of us. How dare you do that?
How dare you? Right. Okay, man. So I'll tell you what. I'm actually interested. Like, so, yeah. I'll tell you what. We'll quickly touch on this. Like, there's actually quite a few AEW stars that was in DOA, like, or wrestled at least one match, like Kip Sabian.
Yeah, Kip. Yeah, I've known Kip since like. I've known Kip about 10 years now, I'd say.
I mean, he's holding himself very well. I mean,
he's done really well for himself.
Yeah, next week on Dynamite, I think he has a one-on-one match against Dustin Rhodes.
He took that powerbomb out the ring, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, near enough when he first went there. That was brutal. Shit.
Yeah, wait, wasn't the first ever singles AEW match, that was on the Double or Nothing show, wasn't it Kip Sabian versus, or who was it against? It was Kip Sabian versus, was it Sammy Guevara?
That match.
Yeah, that was a good match, man. He's so talented. There
was
was
that the one when he hurt his finger?
Sorry?
Is that the one when he hurt his finger when he done the flip out the ring?
That might have been it, man. Might have been it. Like,
Sure.
so talented. Who else can I think of? Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I met him once, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he only came in for 1 or 2 shows max, but yeah, he was there. That was pretty cool. Of course, Sugar Dunkerton, who I only just found out on this podcast, he crashed at yours. That's mad.
Yeah, he's well funny.
I'm sure, man. Like, literally, like, wow. It's
He
just...
gets the knowledge as well. He dropped loads of knowledge on you in the car rides.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, he's
very, like, what's it called, upbringing. Like, he make you feel good, like, about, he's like, oh yeah, we've got a show today, and he's, like, probably, like, positive about it. One of the people he's good to rap on shows, because he, like, bring everyone up, like.
That's awesome, man, that's awesome, man. I'm sure that he's been bringing morale in AEW, because he's there, making his debut, in that kind of environment. He must have been really pushing spirits up. I mean, that is great, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, wow. Oh, have there been any female wrestlers that are in AEW that's done 1 or 2 matches in DOA? Do you know, or in your lifetime?
I don't think so.
Oh, did you ever meet Jake Hager?
I remember, what's her name? Candy Floss is in WWE, and she done a few.
Yeah, I remember Candy Floss. Yeah. Candy Floss, yeah, man.
I can't really think of any other ones.
But it just shows you, like...
Yasmin, what's her name? Charlie Morgan's wrestling name, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done well. Well, she's hurt her ankle, hasn't she, or something. But,
yeah, man, that has been unfortunate, man. But yeah, oh man, it's just amazing how, like, the level of wrestlers that are around, and it just shows you, like, a few years ago, they wouldn't even dream of being on national or international TV. It's incredible, you know?
Yeah. It's cool seeing everyone come up and that and get to where they are. Good. Yeah.
It is pretty amazing, man. Right. Okay, man. So we've actually reached the end of the DrayZera Uncensored podcast. Would you like to plug anything? Which I'm going to put the links anyway in the description, but plug whatever you want, man.
The only thing I'm going to plug in is my phone charger because my phone's about to die.
You're not going to promote your Plenty of Fish this week?
Yes, I'll promote my Papa Fish.
You always sounded as if you're underwater like a fish.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice, that's awesome, man. But no, legit, yeah. Plug your device, man, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is DrayZera from DrayZera Uncensored podcast, and we have the one and only
Jackie Hyde. Check yourselves before you wreck yourselves.
Thank you very much, guys, and goodbye. Bye.